it keeps your designs really fresh. You don't have an in-house design team where things tend to funnel. Number two, it's highly scalable. And then number three, it creates a very strong relationship between the vendors and RH. And I like the language that they use, you know, in terms of strategic partner, because that's really what they have there at that organization, are strategic relationships. So there's something like 400 different vendors that RH has in the system, but it's the Pareto principle really times two when it comes to cost purchases. They probably get 80% of their cost purchases from the top 10 or 12 vendors that they have. So the way that we like to talk about it internally was we felt like we were kind of emulating the Apple model, not just in the sense that Steve Jobs was all about product and obsessed over getting the product right, but it was more about, like, when they came out with iTunes, they had a platform, right? They said, we've got this platform that's connected to all of our customers. Let's go out and get the best music on the planet into iTunes. And they started to strike all the deals necessary in order to get music onto that platform. Then the same thing happened when the smartphone came out. It's like, let's get the best app developers, the most creative minds on the planet, you know, working on apps that are going to connect with our customers and just elevate this whole experience and create, you know, their own moat in that way. At RH, they felt like we've got these full line design galleries, these best in class source books, and our website. Let's just get the best artists, artisans, factories, designers on the planet, you know, onto this platform. And that's exactly, you know, what they're doing, whether it's over in Vietnam with Richard Forwood and all of that, you know, Aspen, Solid Oak. He's one of the best factories that RH has, or whether it's Timothy Olton and the Cloud Sofa or the chandeliers. You know, I mentioned Theo Eichholtz and Russian Oak. Ben Solimini with the rugs. You know, if you're an artist, artisan, or factory that's at the high end of the home furnishings market, you know, you want to hitch your wagon to RH. And those that have done that over the last few years, you know, let's say the Van Teels, you've seen your business grow by 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x. I mean, Timothy Olton and Halo were doing like $3 million a year 5-6 years ago with RH, 7-8 years ago with RH. Now they're the number one supplier at RH. I mean, their business is growing by more than 10x. So those guys aren't really going to pick up the phone if someone else saying, hey, I've got the same exact RH model, will you also sell to me? They're not going to take that call because they're already closely tied with Gary and his vision, and they've already made so much money. They're not going to put that at risk by selling. I mean, that's the thing, is there's a strong strategic relationship between the factories and the vendors and RH, but very few contracts, if any, between those parties. And so if for whatever reason either side is unhappy, that relationship can end quickly. And there's been situations like that. And so if you're, say, Theo Eichholtz, or if you're Rudy Van Teel, or if you're Timothy Olton, or say Jonathan Browning and Lighting, or any of these strategic vendors, you know, if you all of a sudden decide, hey, I'm going to leverage this success, this name recognition that I've got with RH and sell to other people, well, RH isn't going to take kindly to that and is going to ask you to stop, or just stop on their own. So I think, to your point, they really have not only created a moat by consuming all of the bandwidth, you know, creative bandwidth, just literally people in the office, and then actual real factory capacity with all of these strategic vendors all over the planet. It's a moat, but it's also highly scalable. I mean, that's what I spent 90% of my time doing when I was at